It's crazy how people can be so similar but be so different. We all love the same thing, but we all think about it very differently. Recently, I made a video on the community having a spoiler problem, and it had a big problem that anime fans had to fix, or if they felt like they needed to fix it. And most modern anime fans agree with it or disagree with it. Stemming from that video, there was a comment made about people that want to watch the anime spoiler free, but people who had just caught up on the anime a little bit late. I don't know if he was speaking to me directly or if he was speaking just to people who have caught up on the trend a little bit after the trend has faded, you know? For the people that are watching Enies Lobby right now that aren't all the way in Wano with One Piece or Egghead or whatever the newest arc is. He said those people that want to just enjoy the anime spoiler free are people that feel like they are their main character, they're narcissistic. They feel like that the world revolves around them and they aren't that special. Just because they got into the anime late doesn't mean that we need to halt our time for them. I personally agree with that point and that point alone, but I also feel like the people online should be more considerate, be more, I don't know, have more warnings on their things instead of just blasting spoilers everywhere for anybody to see. Majority of the people who talked about it on YouTube agree with the fact that you shouldn't have to be in looming fear that the anime that you're watching currently should be spoiled for you, regardless if you're way back in time with it or if it's something modern or in something that you just caught up to that you want to watch spoiler free. You should be able to watch that show without the threat of it being ruined for you, because that's how anime should be. You should be able to enjoy anime without a fear presiding behind you, right? But then I started uploading my videos to TikTok, and I uploaded that one because I was just curious on what the TikTok community would think, if they would agree with YouTube or if they would be like, nah, that ain't gonna fly here. And obviously they said, nah, that ain't gonna fly here. If you are late to the trend, if you are late to the anime, you should be spoiled, is what the majority of the TikTok community said. And right now, that's all of TikTok community right now. I mean, you can go to my channel on TikTok and see it for yourself. They're saying if you're late to the party, that's your fault. You should have been on the boat. You should have been driving the boat. There's no reason for me to hold my tongue, close my mouth, if you were the reason that you weren't caught up to this show. You're the reason that you missed out. And since you missed out and you're watching it now, I don't have to hold back. That's your fault. I also asked Instagram, but they did nothing but call me slurs. So I feel like they're completely useless and invalid. So this 50-50 is very confusing and very interesting because most people that are commenting either on TikTok or on YouTube are either new modern anime fans or they're veterans, they're longtime veterans of like anime in its entirety. Surprisingly enough, the people that are most apt to spoil stuff or the most nonchalant when it comes to spoiling things is the newer anime community. And that's really surprising because it paints the question, is it because they haven't been spoiled on something that they really have cared about, or are they so used to being spoiled in this newer anime community that they don't care anymore? They're like, if I've seen it, I'm gonna spoil it. And if they've seen it and they spoil it for me, oh well, you know? I feel like that should not be how it is. That should not be how the anime community is today. And that's exactly how it is today. I don't care if I just started playing the game or if I got into the game late. If I didn't play Elden Ring for 2 years until the game, after the game came out, you shouldn't spoil the whole fucking game for me. I feel like I should still be able to explore the game and experience why the game won Game of the Year, you know? Or if it, I don't know if it did or not, but you get what I'm saying, right? But if I was streaming the game and a bunch of people came in my chat and started spoiling, oh, this special weapon is here, oh, this special ability is here, or if you know, if you do this and this and this, you can actually make this god-breaking build. If people were doing that, I'd be like, well, that's what I get, because I decided to play the game 2 years after the game's release. Obviously, there's gonna be people who played the game when the game first came out that are gonna wanna say things that they did when the game first came out, because that's what the hell, fucking fly just flew in my face. Did they say my breath stink? Oh my God. Anyways, they're gonna wanna say things that they experienced when the game first came out, because that's their experience. That's what they wanna do, and that's their right. They can say whatever they wanna say and withhold all the consequences that come from them saying what they say. I've been in this community a long time, and I'm also in different other communities, gaming community, Marvel community, just regular shows in general, like watching Cartoon Network or something like that, in an anime community. I'm an anime creator now, so obviously I'm in an anime community. regardless of that fact, I'm pretty good at dodging spoilers. And one of the things that I recently got back into that I was really late to the party on was One Piece. Spoiled on something that happened all the way in Egghead. And I was still in Enies lobby. Well, not really. I was in Marineford, but I didn't know a lot of stuff that led up to Marineford. I was very confused. So I went back to Enies lobby to really catch up, right? And I saw something that happened in Egghead, and in my brain, I'm like, I don't really care. You know, I don't care that I got spoiled on that because I'm nowhere near there. I don't even know why this fight happens. I know that I see this person here and I see this person here, so I don't really know. You know, I just think that, you know, I'm gonna eventually see that fight and it won't change for me. And then I got a little farther into the show. Then I caught all the way up to Wano and I was like, damn, this really fucking sucks. Because now I know why this battle is so important. Now I know exactly why this battle happened. And now I'm fucking angry. I'm mad because now that moment in anime is stripped from me. I'll never be able to feel how I should have felt when I saw that for the first time because I've already seen it in a Twitter thread or a Reddit post or something of that nature, either spoiled by Crunchyroll or spoiled by some troll on the internet, you know? And for me, that really sucked. So did it ruin the moment for me? I guess you could say, yeah, it fucking ruined the whole thing for me. But One Piece is so good of a show that even though I was spoiled on it, and some of the other transformations I was spoiled on that too, the show is so good that you can just push past that spoiler and still watch the show for what it is. Maybe the whole show didn't get spoiled for you, so you can watch the stuff that's after the fact and actually still really enjoy the show. But do I also think that I would have enjoyed that moment way more if I had seen it for the first time without being spoiled on it? Hell yeah. I feel like if I would have seen that transformation that Luffy pulled out, and if I would have seen that returning specific character come back to the show, I would have been like, holy shit, I've never seen anything like this, and this is great. This is amazing, and I'm so mad that moment was stripped from me. So I can imagine if I had just got into the anime community and something like that had happened to me, it made me want to drop the show. And it would make me want to not be intertwined with the anime community at all, because why am I having moments like this ripped from me? Why am I having moments like this stripped from me and I can't do anything about it? Because I have to go on social media to see what new anime are coming out. I can't just sit on Crunchyroll's homepage and be like, oh, this one looks good, oh, that one looks good. Some people do that. I did that when I first started, but now I'm smarter now. I can go on AnyChart and see what new shows are coming out. But if I go on Twitter to see what new shows are coming out and all of the shows I'm watching are spoiled for me, you get where I'm going with this? Like, that kind of sucks. So the question here is, who's at fault? Because it's not the people who watched Wano and the people who watched Egghead, it's not their fault that they spoiled that for me, because they want to talk about it too. They have an anime community amongst themselves that they want to talk about it with. Just because I stopped at episode 500 and began watching ReZero and frolicking in all the other isekais in the isekai genre, it's not their fault that I decided to do that. But is it their fault that they didn't warn me? They didn't put spoiler warning in their Twitter posts. They didn't try to cover up the screenshot that they shared or the whole fucking video clip that they shared. Is it Crunchyroll's fault? They do the same thing. They post these clips that they expect people to already have seen at this point. They expect people who have caught up with this anime, they're like, oh, they should have seen this already, you know? And if they watch this show, if they're interested in this show, they would have seen this already. So the question is it my fault or is it theirs? Or in a new anime watcher or old anime watcher or just the anime watcher's shoes, is it the anime watcher's shoes for being late to the trend? Or is it the spoiler's fault? Me personally, I think it's 50-50. The person shouldn't spoil it, and if they are gonna spoil it, you can at least put a warning on it before you spoil it. But at the same time, this person that's taken all this time to catch up to this anime or watch this anime and they've seen this anime be out, like if I skip out on Dandadan when it first comes out and then somebody spoils Dandadan for me, how can I blame that person? You know, they might have not put a warning, but maybe if I wanted to watch Dandadan, I should have fucking watched Dandadan. I think the worst part about it though is that most people aren't dumb like me. Most people don't skip out on episode 500 and then try to catch up to a 1,000 episode series, you know? Some people are just now getting into the show. Like I said, there's some people that are just now getting into the community. And what if they want to watch Attack on Titan? Attack on Titan is amazing. But if they got a friend in their ear like, oh, this character dies, that character dies, oh, don't even think about having that as your favorite character, he dies immediately, then who's the dickhead here? The person who started late and are just now getting into the community, or the person saying everybody is dead? You know, like, I feel like there's a 50-50 dynamic there, but it leans toward a side, you know? Maybe not toward that side, maybe toward that side, but it leans somewhere, you know? Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and One Piece, and more so recently MHA, with how everything turned out recently, they have been like the people to spoil everything for the newer anime fans and the veteran anime fans. And it's more so because of the leaks. It's more so because they can't hold their tongue. They see something crazy and they have to shout it from the top of the mountaintops. They have to tell you everything that happened in the show from front to back cover, you know? And it's really baffling sometimes, because sometimes they get it faster than Crunchyroll gets it. Sometimes they get it faster than Shonen Jump gets it. And it's like, damn, how could I avoid that? How could I dodge that? I have to be spoiled because I'm interested in this show. I want to talk about it with people, but the people that I want to talk about it with are spoiling me. For me, an anime creator on the outside looking in, it's not a surprise that these shows are getting spoiled. They're some of the hottest anime to ever come out. Jujutsu Kaisen is was one of the hottest when it aired in season 2. It literally was #1. One Piece has been #1 like all across the board since it fucking aired, and it's still going today. There's not a lot of shows that can have the longevity that One Piece has had. My Hero is really great. It has a very small community, I feel, but at the same time it has a very big small community, if you get what I'm saying. And then Chainsaw Man isn't small. It may not have the community that One Piece, My Hero, or Jujutsu Kaisen has, but Chainsaw Man has a pretty average sized community, and they are loud, very loud, for good reason, I feel, because these shows are good. These shows are amazing, and they want to talk about them with somebody, and that just tends to make somebody get spoiled. If everybody in the world is watching the same show, it's just bound to be a slip up somewhere, or it's bound to be a troll that is just fiending to ruin your experience and shout the biggest spoiler that could ever be known to man off a rooftop. It's just how the world is. It's how the world works. It's really weird to me though, because not every show is like that. Dragon Ball Super ended a while ago, and the Dragon Ball manga is still going way past Super. It's so far away from Super, and it hasn't been spoiled, at least for me and a lot of other creators. Not just creators, but a lot of people in the anime community, it hasn't been spoiled for them. And you know, another thing that I'm really interested in is ReZero. Right now in my description, there's #ReZeroFan, and people will tend to say something that is a little on the edge there, but they try their best not to spoil me, you know? And ReZero light novel is way past the anime. It's so far ahead of the anime that the side stories of ReZero have more fleshed out character models and character like synopsis. I don't know how to describe it, but it's way more fleshed out than the actual anime is. When has that ever happened? But even still, while that's happening, I have yet to be spoiled. And I love ReZero. I deep dive in ReZero, and somehow I'm still not spoiled on most of the great things that happen in ReZero. I know some things, but that's because I went searching for it and I got spoiled because of my bad decisions. But some people, they don't care. They'll plaster the leaks on TikTok front pages on their live streams and not care about the people who are not caught up to Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, One Piece, or whatever they got spoiled on. So I'll let you leave this video with two questions. Not tooth questions, but two questions. Is the newer anime community ruining anime? Obviously not, but are they so nonchalant about spoilers and about posting spoilers that they're ruining the experiences for the people that are just now getting into anime, or the people who really want to catch up to the anime that are coming out now? Some old heads are watching Jujutsu Kaisen when they were watching like Steins Gate, Death Note, and Madoka Magica way back when. They're like, oh, I want to watch this new shit. But the newer anime fans are ruining that experience because they're spoiling everything. They're spoiling scans in the fucking manga. How could you be prepared for something like that? How could you be ready for something like that? They're posting it on Twitter, they're posting it on TikTok, or whatever social media they can find and post it on, they're posting it there, and nobody could be prepared for that. And the second question I want to leave you with is, have you ever been spoiled on something? Have you ever been like a spoiler that left you gut wrenched? And how does that make you feel? I'll say there's not going to be a person on this planet that has a 100% success rate with blocking all spoilers or avoiding all spoilers. At the end of the day, there's going to be people that are trolls and people that are ignorant on the internet that are going to say too much or want to say too much just to ruin your day. But at the end of the day, I just make videos about anime. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and like button and hit the little bell just show me some extra love. And other than that, I have nothing else to say, but thank you for watching this video, and peace.